fam 305. Yes, we live. The fam 305. Take a ride. The fam 305. Yes, all night. The fam 305. Let's get right. The fam 305. Sit back and take a ride. The fam 305. Let Guru pick your mind. The fam 305. Mama G ready all the time. The fam 305. K-Dub sniping on the right. The fam 305. Dre talking ish all night. The fam 305. Like, share, and subscribe. The fam 305. The fam 305. The fam 305. Like, share, and subscribe. Hey, no pa tanto. No pa tanto. Hey, no pa tanto. Hey, no pa tanto. No pa tanto. No pa tanto. No pa tanto.
There you go.
All right, y'all. Here's your host for tonight for the Fam 305 podcast.
Yeah, that's horrible when people don't come. That's the worst. No pa tanto.
This is what we're bringing today because there's a lot of shit going on in the world. There's a lot of shit going on domestic, international, and hopefully we can kind of hit up as much as possible and educate people because things are getting crazy right now.
Oh yeah, they got to keep on. Don't you notice they got to keep on coming with something every week, right?
Yeah, it's just like nonstop.
Now it's every week because they don't want you to think about the last fucked up thing that happened
Every day.
Yeah.
Seems like, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
we
Yeah, it's up to us to make a. You got to make a stand, man. Until hasta cuando? Until when? When they gonna? When are we gonna say enough is enough?
well, I heard tonight that a dynasty usually lasts around 240 years, and in any eras, they've kind of got it down to a number. The United States has been around for 247 years, so we're kind of at that upper limit now. We're at that where it's like, okay, we've had a good run, the democracy that we currently have. You want to call it a democracy? There's cracks. There's definitely cracks. It's not working. The two-party system, or it's not conducive to. Doesn't seem like it's working right now, and like you said, we can get back to the control argument in a minute, but it's not working. The people on one side, both sides are fighting each other. It's getting toxic right now.
By design, yeah.
By design, it seems like it, and maybe this is the way for certain groups or a group to take over, but it's gonna be painful.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna be something that people are gonna willingly say, okay, we'll change everything up and let's go this way.
It's not gonna be. It won't be overnight, and it's gonna be very painful. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it seems like it. And going outward in, we'll go macro, then we'll kind of go inward. I mean, like shit that's going on in Europe. I mean, Russia is like threatening to invade Lithuania. They're holding back gas. They're gonna, like NATO. They just said they're gonna increase the NATO troops from like 30,000 to like 300,000, something like that, like 10 times the amount of troops are gonna be stationed, be ready to go into a country at a moment's notice. I mean, this is like Cold War type shit right now. Like in Russia and US are like not talking.
Yeah. At least that's what they tell you.
Right? Yeah. I mean, like I said, this is okay. Public news consumption, but the Russians are making statements. They're doing things. USA is doing things. European countries are doing things. China's doing things. China's like, I read somewhere that they're talking about they might invade Taiwan in the fall. And if that happens, we're supposed to defend that island, although it is part of China technically. So it's like we got the workings of a World War III. I think, man. What's your sense of the world right now?
Well, I don't know. World War III. I mean, they definitely gonna make they're gonna bring in a new financial thing. New financial system. They're just what they're doing is letting all the cockroaches that control the money, letting them get their last little bit of juice out before they bring in the new system.
And what's
So
this
that
new
people,
system?
oh, it's gonna be a new way of for money, new
Like,
money system,
not hopefully
new
not Bitcoin, because Bitcoin ain't worth shit.
not Bitcoin,
Oh. What is it going to be
not
backed by? Because here's the thing about money: it has to be backed by something.
gold
Like,
back gold back standard. That's what it's gonna be.
well, that's interesting you say that. I know gold, and in Russia, I know I sent you guys a text the other night. Russia recently tried to like move a bunch of gold to Switzerland so they can basically raise money and get money and put it in the markets, and they found out and they shut them down. So they put sanctions on them. And from what I've learned about gold, it restricts a government or like a country. It limits their growth because again, when you have gold, a lot of gold, and you use it as you back it, it limits what your country can do. And they're saying it's more so for people that are like they're kind of using a workaround to the financial markets. They use gold to kind of get around that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you see Russia trying to do what they're doing now. And I know Iran and other countries in the past have stockpiled their gold because they feel like they can work around the dollar and the world money market system.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your, and then we're about to get K-Dub in here. What is your whole thing on that? Like, I mean, you think it should be backed by the gold, or like, is there another
Yeah, it has
system?
to. Yeah, I mean, I think it should be back. It's got to be backed by gold. It's got to be backed by something, gold or silver or minerals, something that has some meaning.
Value, value.
But this, the U.S., the United States Corporation of America, they've been
America.
false backing their shit for hundreds of years now. So
Yeah, and
it's
we
all
have
fake.
gold too, and we have gold too. So,
Yeah, I don't know how much gold we got left,
we
but
got plenty.
oh yeah, no
Come on,
sure.
man. I'm sure we got. Come on. You don't think one of the one of the largest nations in the world as far as wealth? You don't think we have gold saved up?
Yeah,
Mm,
kind of.
yeah. K Dub, what's up?
What up, guys?
Welcome to the late night with the fam.
What's the
We are,
deal?
we've been out. I know we started off a little early. We're talking about the world. I know we haven't been on in a few weeks. I know the last episode I was not there. It's been really busy for me. So I'm glad you guys were able to get on. And I heard it. You guys had a good time. But
Mm-hmm.
shit's getting real, man. Getting back to these late night episodes, and we are recording this on a late night. We're not usually we record around 9-10. This one's a little later. We're just talking about the world, current events, shit that's going on. Europe. We're talking about Russia, Ukraine, gas, oil, gold. Russia's trying to like fucking sell gold now to raise money. I mean, what's your opinion on the world today, man? You think world's going to hell or what?
Um, I think something's gonna happen. I mean, we're gonna see different different opinions in upcoming. What just happened as well for women that you know women that want to have a baby or don't want
Oh,
to have
we'll
a
get to
baby.
that. Yeah, we'll get to that for sure.
Things like that. So I mean, those little things like that, I would say, little changes will slowly be coming in, and it really will test everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't I have a feeling that we will be entering a phase of like a world war at some point in probably the next year. I mean, I think it's getting to that point where the Russians are trying to starve out Africa. They're trying to reduce the amount of energy and oil and gas that they can give to Europe because of what's going on. So something's got to give. Like either they invade another country or we do something, there's going to be a trigger event. And, I was told tonight that World War I, World War II didn't happen overnight. It happened over a series of events. So this is kind of the same thing. So, and that's just international. We're not even talking about shit that's going on here in the country, which we'll get to in a minute. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Shit's getting crazy. So, all right. So the next subject I wanted to get into, and we'll get a little more domestic. The Supreme Court has been like, and if you guys don't know the Supreme Court, in our government, you have the three branches: legislative, executive, judicial. The top dogs in the judicial is the Supreme Court, and they passed a few judgments the last few weeks. One of the big ones was Roe versus Wade. They basically said that women cannot now, or not cannot, but they will let the states decide whether a woman can have an abortion or not. They're basically saying, nope, the government's not, their job is not to regulate abortions. Let the states decide. And it's going to cause problems, in my opinion. And guys, what are your first kind of thoughts when that happened? What did you think, Dre?
Me, I wasn't surprised at all, man. I knew it was gonna happen. They don't give a damn. They don't give a damn about your choice. They don't give a shit about anything what you say. They're gonna control everybody until you fight for it. That's it. They're testing the human. Okay. Yeah. They're testing everybody out, and I wasn't surprised at all, man. I said they're gonna go. If they were gonna go up to vote for it, that shit was gonna change. I don't know. How were you surprised about that, or like? I don't know.
No, I knew it was going that way because they kept electing Supreme Court justices who were going to overturn Roe versus Wade, even though they never specifically said it. Their history suggests that they're more conservative, and they're pro-life. They're evangelical. They're right-wing Christian evangelicals. They're in that religious group. They're very conservative, and I'm not down in religion. I'm not down on Christians, but you can tell that they were making this court more right. I mean, and you knew this was going to come up. The states have already put laws in effect for this very day or last week to say, hey, once it gets overturned, like Oklahoma, the law would change immediately. You can no longer get an abortion, or a month. I think in Louisiana, they're going to have to wait a month, or in Georgia. There's a couple of states, they're going to have to wait 30 days. But these laws are going to take effect. So they knew this was going to happen, and they had been going towards this point. They had been strategized on like a chess game. And finally last week, or late last week, checkmate on Friday. They knew it, and it happened. And it's like I said, we've had this discussion before, Dre, about life and murder. I get it. But when you take the choice out of a woman's choice, I think it's wrong. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, within reason, we can go back and forth on when a baby is considered a soul or whatever, but you take that choice away, it doesn't stop, because then they're going to say, well, let's take other things away from them, like the right to get married to another person, or the right to even take contraception, birth control, the right to do certain things. It starts now with abortion, and it can lead to other things that people may not want to give up. So, K-Dub, what do you think about this? Your first opinion when you saw this about the overturn of Roe versus Wade?
Yeah, I'm here. But yeah, I mean, I feel bad for all the women as well. All the women that are in supper. I feel bad for all that. I mean, it goes into what I. About what one of my best friends, he's a doctor.
Yep.
And he posted something on Facebook about nurses doing a certain procedure that they had to contact the lawyers.
Yep.
Because it goes against whatever procedure law that they go through, and that person could die. And it was an ecto.
Ectoptic, ectoptic. I can't even pronounce it. But that's it's basically when the fetus grows in the fallopian tubes. Those of you that remember health class, when they used to show the image of the fallopian tube, it's the tubing that goes from the egg sac to the uterus. The baby, an egg, usually gets usually happens in the uterus and then it grows in the uterus. Well, in some pregnancies, it happens the egg gets the fertilization takes place in the fallopian tubes and gets stuck, and that's when you have that kind of a pregnancy. That's very dangerous for the mother. The child's not going to survive, and the woman can end up bleeding out. And in certain states, abortions like Oklahoma, and I don't know any others per se off the hand, but you can't, even that kind of abortion, that's an ectopic surgery, they have to abort the child. They won't allow it. So basically they're saying, oh, guess what? You're going to die then. You bleed out, you don't survive it, oh well, but you're not going to abort the baby. We're not going to allow it because of this law.
Right. What did I think? 9-10 hours later they operated and
yeah, lucked out.
they left out. I mean,
but they had to wait. They had to wait.
They
right?
had to wait. They
Yeah.
had to wait.
Yeah, because they didn't want to get sued. Certain states. I've heard of there's talk in certain states that let's say you're a woman and you get pregnant and you want to have an abortion. You go to another state, they can arrest you for going to the other state and go after the people that were involved. So, like, if you go to New York and get an abortion and come back, if they knew you got an abortion, you're going to fucking go to jail because you lived in the state. That's where you got pregnant. I mean, this is some fucking fascist, Chinese control the state type shit. Like, oh, we can only have so many kids or you got to have more kids. And I mean, Dre, I know all life is sacred, but you're starting to tell people what to do and how many kids to have and have more kids. I think this is not the kind of society we need to be living in right now.
Yeah, that's
Trey.
It's something. It feels like. I won't say anything, but sounds like the Chinese.
Yeah, like the Chinese for a long time they controlled birth rates, and then they said, okay, you got more kids now.
Yeah, because they're losing. They need to populate more. See?
Right. They need more people.
You got to think of it on another level. What they want to do is they want to keep people. They want to try to keep. Like what I heard is that a lot of white people are getting in the future there'll be more blacks and Hispanics.
Yep.
And that'll be popular. So they maybe want to try to control that more. You know what I mean? On some. But
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
I feel like we are more of our type of race. We are more than the white people. The blacks are all over the world.
You got to understand that when a certain race runs the world and runs a lot of businesses and stuff like that, and they're gonna be outnumbered and pushed out the way, they don't want to go out like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't want to go out like that.
Makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? They want to try to be in control, but it's a fucked up thing. But people gotta fight. You gotta fight for your rights. You know what I mean? Like, what are we gonna do about it? They're controlling if you could kill the baby or not. Well, then what do you do? What are you gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, well, what is the answer? Y'all gonna fight about it or what?
Well, women are gonna die. That's what's gonna happen. We are fighting. People are gonna vote. Whether you believe the vote is real or not, I think that's up for debate, like always. But I think this is gonna cause more people to come out and vote because they can't hold people's lives hostage. And I get the sanctity of life, and that's the Christians and the certain people's life at beginning at conception.
Blame Christian people, dog. You can't just blame Christian people because
they're the ones.
But you can't blame. You don't have to be Christian to like
or
life.
Religious, of course not. Of course, I mean,
that's like your default. If you have any spiritual awakening or any type of humanity in ounce of humanity, you understand some of the points of view. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you think it's okay for someone to go to jail if they get an abortion because they were raped or they had ectopic pregnancy? You think that's You think that's mercy? You think that's being spiritual? If someone has to make that decision and they break the law, it's like, well, it's okay, but we're gonna be okay because we feel for you. No, because they're gonna put him in jail. They're gonna get prosecuted.
Going extreme, and I don't agree with that either.
But that's I know you don't agree with that. Of course I know you don't agree with that. But that's what that could happen. And that's the problem I have.
Anything could happen.
Of course.
And Chinese could invade tomorrow. So
they can't. They won't.
You know.
They can't.
But that's
you want to go extreme,
you know what I mean?
but then you don't,
Okay.
It's not like that, bro.
Okay. So you say the Christian, my default setting is Christian. Well, let's talk about another case. And this one came out, I think today it was today. So there was a case in Washington State, I want to say. There was a football coach. And again, I'm paraphrasing most of the story, so don't sit here. Somebody's listening to this. Oh, Sean got some, or Guru got some shit wrong. No, I got most of it right. So anyway, this football coach, did a public prayer either before the game and at halftime. He had all the players come out and prayed. Okay, now I'm assuming it was a Christian prayer. I don't think it was a Muslim prayer or any kind of other prayer because I'm sure the Supreme Court would have said, no, you can't be a Muslim prayer. So let's just say it was a Christian prayer. I'm pretty sure it was that. I'm almost 90% sure. So he prayed with his team. Well, in essence, he got fired because over there, I guess you can't do that, which I agree with. You shouldn't be public. You should be praying in a football game like that. So he got fired. He fought for his job. It went to the courts. Well, it got all the way up to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court says, you know what? They bypass his First Amendment rights of freedom of expression, okay? Because he was praying. And now they say, well, no, now you can't pray. You can pray out in public like this, and you can't restrict them.
Never been in a football game and never they prayed before the game. You never experienced.
No, of course. In the
Come
locker
on,
room.
man.
And listen,
you're making something positive into a negative, bro.
Here's the problem.
What is wrong with you?
No, you know what's wrong?
What's wrong?
Here's the thing. You are basically saying that now you can introduce religion to every aspect of society in the sense that, okay, now when I go to school, I have to pray, okay, to a certain God. Nobody. Yes, listen. Yes,
bro.
Yes, this is where it's
you
going.
Take it too far, dog.
No.
Too far, man.
Listen.
If somebody prays, I hope we win. God help us. Blah blah blah. Boom.
That's different.
Nobody's saying you got to say do the Hail Mary.
Look. But listen, it opens the door. It opens the door to other parts because you're saying, oh, you go to religion. Look what the Supreme Court just said. The Supreme Court said, hey, it's okay if coaches and public figures can go out and pray in front of other people and but they say, listen, they can pray without any kind of penalty, meaning the coach lost his job. The coach lost his job for doing this because guess what? Maybe there's a couple atheists on that football team. Maybe there's a couple Muslims on that team. Maybe there's a couple Jews that don't specifically believe in the Christian dogma, right? So why should they have to stand there and sit there and hear whatever this guy's saying? And I'm not saying it's wrong. He's praying. He's saying, God help we have a good game and let's protect him. I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm not. Don't twist him. What I'm saying is like, oh, you're against religion. No, I'm against them cherry picking the type of religion because guess what? I guarantee you, if that was a Muslim praying to Mecca in the morning or at night and telling other people, hey, we're gonna pray to Muslim. We're gonna get on a mat and we're gonna pray. I guarantee you, some people are like, I ain't doing that. I'm not Muslim. And so now they're gonna be offended, right? And I guarantee you the Supreme Court would have not ruled the same way if it was a Muslim teacher or a Muslim coach having players pray to Allah, okay, at sundown before a game. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that you're cherry picking religions right now.
Context, bro.
No, it's not. It's religion. It's religion.
I don't know what you got against prayer. I got nothing against prayer. Person. I don't have. I let you talk, man. I let you talk. You gotta listen now. I don't. You don't have to. You don't have to take it so serious. Like, if the guy, whoever's praying, if it's Allah or whatever, it's a prayer. It's a positive thing for a positive gesture. You're making it sound like it's a sermon, dog. Like it's not like that, bro. Like you making it sound like nobody could pray. You don't know what you're talking about, like a religious thing. Like you don't know what people prayer and say a prayer in their head. You don't know what if they're Muslim or if they're Christian or if they're Jewish, whatever. Like they get offended. How much time do Muslim people have to shut the hell up? How many times do Christians have to shut up in front of Muslim? Like you're making it seem like it's a bad thing. It's just a prayer, bro. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, it's just a bad you're saying it's not a bad thing. See, it's not a bad thing at the beginning. And then then they start cherry picking and start saying, well, no, you have to pray.
Cherry pick
because
what?
You're cherry picking, that one incident. You're saying, well, no, it's just a prayer, it's positive. The actual event itself, I have no problem with that. But guess what? If he's not supposed to do that, because you have Jewish, you have Muslim, you have other groups there that don't have any interest in praying. Not that they're against religion, but they're not for that type. They shouldn't have to sit there and listen to that and be part of that. Now you're gonna, and here's the response to people that say that, right?
You're making it sound like from an atheist point of view. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
I'm coming from the freedom of religion.
All the atheists that have to go through all of this. What are you gonna? You gonna defend them too?
I'm defending everyone's choice. Like I said, choice of abortion, choice. Listen, I give everyone a choice. I don't sit there and say, guess what? You guys have to sit here and listen to my sermon right now. Let's pray before the game. I'm not going to do that because guess what? There may be people in the group that don't want to hear that because they're against that. See, I work as a teacher. I can't sit here and pray and guys, let's gather and pray. You know why? Because I'll get fired. Okay, now I could fight it, and they can say, "Well, now you can pray."
You're talking about two different things.
No,
bro.
I'm talking about introducing religion in the public square. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but guess what? If it's all Christians there and they're okay with it, if you're at a Bible school, like let's say two Christian schools are playing football, Florida Bible and whatever academy that's a Christian. Of course, they want to pray. They're all going to pray together. God bless them. They're going to do it. They're okay with that. I have no problem with that. They're all Christians. But you go to like a regular public high school, you got all kinds of face. And they're saying that it's okay for this coach to do this, and he can do that, no problem, because it affects his First Amendment rights. No, he's talking religion. He's now putting his religion on someone else. I'm telling you, I'm not saying it's wrong what he's saying because I'm okay with Christianity. I'm just saying he can't put it on someone who doesn't believe in that.
But how are you putting Christian? Tell me how he's putting Christianity.
You're having someone because you're having someone get in that prayer, like they have to stand there and pray. They have to stand there and listen to it, right?
But what is a prayer to you? Like what? Explain
whatever
to me
you want it to, whatever you want to call it. Oh God, of all our heart in heaven.
What does it mean? What does it mean? So
it's
what
invocation?
When you hear a prayer, so any type of prayer, what does it mean to you?
It depends on the prayer. You can be praying for someone's help. You can pray for
that's what I'm talking about.
But
this is exactly what I'm talking about. You think that guy is there with a fucking dog? Like, come on, man.
Again,
I feel like
saying a prayer, dog. Like you're taking it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm taking it to the sense that this will open up other avenues for more people. Religious people are going to take advantage of this. And
I don't know where you lived at. I don't know where you grew up.
I know where I live. I know where I grew up.
Okay, religion and 4 games, that's just a normal thing, bro. If you're not in America in before a football game, a lot of coaches are religious, you know what I mean?
I understand that, but you're opening the door to other avenues for other groups, to especially Christians. They're going to force this on other people that maybe they didn't want that. Okay? That's what I'm saying. You want to be a Christian, fine. You want to be Muslim, fine. But I'm telling you, if this was a Muslim coach or a Jewish coach doing this, I guarantee you this wouldn't have been the same result because the Supreme Court is definitely more of a right-wing evangelical. Hell, the Amy Coney Barrett, the one they just elected, she's a Catholic, a devout Catholic. She's a freaking loon, man. This girl believes she doesn't believe in abortion at all. she's straight up right wing. Okay, Clarence Thomas, another right winger. I mean, Kavanaugh. They're all. And like I said, I'm not poo-pooing Christianity, but I'm poo-pooing the way they interpret it. Because guess what? Our Constitution is supposed to be a separation of church and state. Okay, you cannot intermingle both of them.
The government.
That's right. That's right. Because the government should not be ruled, should not be advocated by religious groups. Okay, specifically Christians. Because and guess what? Why did the people come from Europe? Why do you think they went across the Atlantic to find the New World? You think they left because they just wanted to get the hell out of Europe? Why? Religious persecution. Okay, because they were being told you cannot be you have to be this religion, you have to be that religion. I forget offhand which it was. I want to say they were Puritans. They were more like they weren't like Christians. They were getting pushed out. So they came here to say, listen, we want to do whatever we want to do. We want to practice our religion our way. They came here, and our country was founded on that belief. Like, listen, you can believe whatever you want. It seems like this government and the Supreme Court's helping them is telling them, hey, you guys got to get more, with the Christian point of view. All right, no abortions. All life is sacred. We can't kill anybody. Although the guns, they give the people with guns more rights, which kill more people. But anyway, that's another discussion. And now you're saying, okay, now you got to pray. They can pray. They'll have no penalties to pray at a football game or any public space. Whatever religion. You can say Christian, Muslim, I don't care what it is. But that's what they're doing. This is what I'm seeing. And I don't like the direction they're going because I said it on the text thread. We're going to have a theocracy like we have in Iran and other countries where the government is basically run by religious leaders. They tell you what to do and what to say because Allah says so or God says so. And if you believe anything else, you're against the state because you're against their government. That's where we're heading. Maybe in 50 years, we won't be alive. But I'm telling you, we're going that way. That train is now going down that direction. And you could change my mind and say I'm crazy, but that's the decisions that they're laying out. And it starts now. It starts with little piecemeals. Roe versus Wade, taking away a woman's right. This one in Washington State, taking away making a coach the ability to have public prayer without any recourse on others. I mean, nah, man, I'm not down with that.
Where are you gonna move to?
I'm not gonna move. I got to deal with it. All I can do is educate my family and say, listen, you believe what you believe. Okay, I'm not telling you to believe one way or the other. I have my thoughts, and I want you to believe in something. But I don't want a situation where now I find out, my son had to sit there and listen to a sermon and go into a prayer or do a Muslim prayer or read the Torah. Because guess what? I'm not going. My son doesn't go to a Jewish school. My son doesn't go to a Christian school. My son goes to a secular middle school where prayer should not be invoked. Not that I'm not going to say you can't do it, but I know parents that are going to be that way. I deal with that. I'm a teacher, bro. You got to be careful what you tell these kids because they go back to the parents and the parents are raised hell. Oh, my son learned this in school. My daughter learned that at school. Okay, and it creates problems. And you know what? If they want us to say, listen, prayer is okay, that's fine. I'm not going to do it in my class. I'm not because I don't want to get in trouble. But if they say you're not going to get in trouble, that's fine. That's not my thing. I'm not pushing my religion on anybody, any kids in my class or anybody. Only my family and what I believe. And they and whatever they want to believe, they can believe. Okay, that's all I'm saying about that. And you guys can believe what you want. You think I'm crazy, you guys, and those of you listen to the podcast, like this guy is totally anti-religion. I'm not. I'm all for religion, but I'm not for telling you got to pick one religion. Because that's where this government's headed. They want you to pick one religion.
Right.
I'm telling you.
I just feel like that coach is just trying to uplift everybody before the game.
That's
and
fine.
The game.
Okay.
Right.
I've been in those type of instances where the coach will bring us all together and get our spirits up no matter what. You know what I mean? But when you do bring in religion, and I think some people do make it a big deal for no reason because. God, you know what I mean? They could be saying God. They're not. Maybe they're saying God. Maybe saying please God, and they're not saying please Jesus or please Allah or anything like that. They're saying God, and everyone there, if they're not Christian, maybe they are. Maybe a player is Muslim. and he thinks of God. He doesn't think of our God. He thinks of Allah. You know what
Allah,
I mean?
right.
And that happens. That could happen.
Right. I'm not saying the intent. You gotta see. I don't want you guys to twist this case. That coach, I'm sure he had good intentions. I'm sure all the players were okay with it. But they used this case, whoever, because he got fired. So of course he was like, "Dude, why'd you fire me? I was just trying to uplift the students, and we had a public prayer, and the school, the district, because I don't know the specifics. Again, I didn't read up on it. I just saw a summary. Yeah, they fought it. He fought his job. He fought for his job. And in certain aspects, certain religious groups, the right wingers, took this case as, hey, we got to take the Supreme Court. It's not right that he can't do public prayer in a public space. And the Supreme Court says, no, he can do that. And he shouldn't have, it takes away from his First Amendment. But you're crossing religion into freedom of speech. Okay? No, I mean, it's religion. We're talking about religion here. Okay? And I just have a problem with them using that as a vehicle and taking advantage of. It was well intentioned, I'm sure, but they're using that to kind of like now fit other things in. And this is where it starts. The dam is cracking, folks. You know, Thomas Jefferson. Our forefathers are twisted in their graves right now, seeing how this country is turning out, because it's definitely not turning out the way they envisioned it. It's definitely getting fucked up, in my opinion. You know, I know Dre has his thoughts about controlling a lot of other things, but, you know, it's just not right, man. It's not right.
Yeah, there's a lot of other things to be worried about than over what somebody prays or,
right.
You know.
But I'm
trying to do the positive,
right.
You know, steering and
right.
You know, whatever. Right. I mean, if you don't like prayer, I'm not. Me personally, I'm not that type of person, though. I wouldn't pray before a thing. I don't do that. You know, but if I've been in huddles, I've been in games where the guy fucking goes off. You know what I mean?
Right. I have too.
And what I'm gonna start getting mad at the dude? The dude is fucking trying to do uplift the team. I mean, I even been at the end of a game where they all pray in the middle.
Right,
the guy asked,
yeah.
The guy asked me, yo, you don't have to be there, dog. You can walk away if it bothers you so much, like it bothers you. Walk away, dog.
Right.
This is America. You walk away, dog.
Right.
You know what I mean? But, I mean, I'm not gonna be because you know what I mean. I wouldn't pray in front of everybody and do all that shit. But hey, you wanna say something nice? Hey, it's a nice gesture, bro. You know, whatever.
But now, what do you think about the kid on that team that's not Christian, and he's not? He's Muslim, or he's atheist. His parents, and he has to sit there, and he knows he doesn't believe in what he's hearing, but he has to sit there. So he has two choices.
Everybody
who's
atheist has to deal with it every day, bro.
I know that. I know, but I'm citing an example.
So if you don't have no belief, you don't have no hearsay. Like, does that bother you because you got to hear that? I mean,
not that it bothers you, but
what you gonna do?
Look, you're a teenager. I'm talking about the mind of a teenager. Let's say he's Muslim. Fuck atheist. Let's say he's Muslim. He's Muslim, a devout Muslim. All right, devout. We're talking Muslim the whole fucking night. He changed his name, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, whatever. He has to sit there. He's playing football, and now the coach says, all right, we're going to have a prayer, a Christian prayer. Now, he's not Christian. He's Muslim. He may respect it, but maybe he doesn't want to be part of it. Now, he can do two things. He can say, Coach, I'm not going to be in this prayer. In that case, the coach may say, well, why are you going to be with your team? You're not with your team? He's like, no, Coach, I'm not a Christian. So in return, the coach is, okay, that's fine. And guess what? Now the kid doesn't play, or he gets less playing time over the year because the coach knows he's Muslim and doesn't respect that religion. In that coach's mind, he says, well, you don't respect my religion. I'm doing a prayer. I'm trying to help you. And you're being disrespectful in his mind that you're not going to sit there and listen to a Christian prayer. Now I'm going to bench you and I'm not going to play you as much. See, that could happen. And you telling me that doesn't happen. You tell me there's no differential treatment for players because of how they act towards a coach. And you don't see that's disrespectful that a player would say, I'm not going to listen to this prayer. I'm going to walk away. Don't you think as a coach, you're like, why don't you listen to my prayer? It's just an innocent prayer. Hey, right? You don't think that's right?
Battle, bro. Everybody has their battles.
Okay. But do you think it's fair that a player shouldn't play because they just don't want to listen to a prayer that they don't believe in, or they have no right to listen to? So they have to sit there and listen to it? They're forced to listen to a sermon by a religious or whatever dogma that is. But listen, I'm telling you, this happens.
bro.
Yeah, I know.
You
You think I'm off? You think I'm off the reservation here,
bro. I mean,
right?
bro, ask K
Oh,
Dub how
yeah.
many prayers
Mhm.
did after a prayer did you leave very upset, K Dub? Like, God damn it, I hate
But
Christians.
we're
No,
Catholics. But guys, but we're talking about us. We're Catholics. We were born and raised in the Catholic religion. We would not do that. We're okay with it. Hell, I used to play softball on Saturday nights with the church league, and these guys were woo. They were out there as far as evangelical Christians. I sat down and listened to the prayers. I didn't believe in half the stuff they talked about when I went to their Bible study programs. But guess what? I was okay with it because I wanted to play softball. It didn't bother me because I knew better. But you're talking about high school kids that are you're talking about religious. You could have groups of kids that are not Christian at all, and they have to sit through those sermons or sit through those prayers. Maybe they just don't want
Bro,
they don't want to listen to that.
worse,
right.
there's worse things in the world
Yes,
to worry
yes,
about
yes.
than
This there is.
to be. Yo, I've sat through a Muslim prayer, dog. I've been fucking churches that took 2 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours in church
Okay,
with my ex girl. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you sometimes you just gotta go roll with the punches, man.
but
You
that's
can't,
you.
bro. What you gonna do, bro? What are you gonna
What am
do,
I
dog?
gonna do?
Yeah,
I'm all about choice. I don't. For me, I don't
all
care.
about choice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But when
I
the government
remember.
says, when they tell you, "Hey, you got to listen to this sermon, you got to be here, or else you're not going to be able to play," or you gotta stand up and pray, not just the Pledge of Allegiance, but you got to pray when we pray, or else it's against the school policy. You can get in trouble. I mean, this is where we were headed.
Right. I mean,
Okay,
I can
Caleb,
remember
you
when
was
I was
good.
yeah, I remember when I was a kid, and I don't know if you remember, but I had a neighbor who's my front neighbor in front of the house.
Mm-hmm.
He that family was Christian,
Mm.
and you know, we're Spanish and I'm Catholic. They didn't care that I was Spanish or Catholic, and
Right.
they still brought me with them, and they were Christian. They still brought me to their church, and
Yeah.
it was a different experience. But they didn't shove it down my throat like, oh, Kevin, you need to come every Sunday with
Right.
us when we go for
Right.
to service. And
Right.
it's like okay, and I went. It was way different experience. They had more things than the Catholic Church did.
What were they like?
Um,
Evangelical? Were they Lutheran? Were they? Do you remember the
I
actual?
I can't remember exactly what, but I know it was Christian. I know it was Christian church for
Right.
sure.
Right.
But like after the service is done, there was like you can also they had a night service too. One time I went at night and they had all these activities, all this stuff. You know what I mean? And they didn't care that I was Catholic. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just like
Right.
I don't care if let's say I was at that football game and my coaches just wanted to do it.
Right.
I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't care for that. He was just trying to lift everybody up.
Right.
Just like Dre was
Right.
saying,
Right.
if you don't have a like we were talking about earlier, how we were talking about earlier with the with the abortion and all that. If you
Yeah.
don't have 1 ounce of humanity in you,
Hmm.
then what are you? What kind of person are you? You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't have one little like if you don't feel sad after watching a sad video or like something beautiful or something
Hmm.
like that happening on like all the videos that we watch on Facebook and Instagram and all that.
Yeah.
They show that type of emotion. If you don't feel bad after watching something good happen or something sad happen, or you don't feel happy for that person, or anything, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you, and that's where all this. And from there they had to take it to Supreme Court and whatnot. I didn't even know about this. I'm reading up on it as as you told us, and it's just
Good.
something that just doesn't make any sense. It's very simple. It's a
It
human
is.
trait. It's a human trait that we should just cover your eyes and just think. You know what I mean? Stop thinking with your eyes. Think with your brain.
I agree, but if I tell you right now, like if you apply for a job and they say, "Hey, listen, part of your job is you're gonna have to go to church 3 times a week. You're gonna have to pray with us when we pray, and if you don't do this, we're not gonna hire you." Are you okay with change life? If you're not, let's say if it's a Muslim company, are you gonna change up what you do to get that job? Because it's a great job, maybe it's a lot of money, it's something that you really can change your life, but these are the things you're gonna have to do. Would you be okay with that?
No, because at the end of
Why?
the day, because I have my own right, my own
Right.
ideas of how I want
Mm-hmm.
to perceive religion,
Right.
whatever religion that I
Right.
am. So I'm
Right.
Catholic. I've
Right.
done the whole shebang. All
Right.
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 I I
Body of
don't.
Christ, all
Yeah.
that, the
I
confirmation. Yes, you've done the
I don't need
trials.
to have another religion shoved down my
Right.
throat. Now, when I say
Ah.
that, I don't
Right.
mean they shoved the religion down my throat. It's because I grew up like that. I grew up
Right.
and being a Catholic. I grew up going to Sunday school and doing the whole thing with the communion and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Dre knows he had to see his son do it
Yeah.
and go through it, and it's not a fun process. It's a learning process. You're
Mm-hmm.
learning about religion at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, yo, I I don't believe in the whole religion structure and you got to go to church type shit. And I go to church.
Mm-hmm.
I was in church on Sunday. Okay, I go to church more than all of y'all, and I don't
Right.
believe in
Right.
doing that.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
but you know what I
That
do it for?
Right.
I do it for my family.
Right.
I do it to be with my family, dog. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
So to me, it's not a religious thing. It's for me. My wife wants to go to church. I respect her. I respect her. I respect. We got married, everything, the whole thing. But like I don't like. I'm not gonna how you say feel some type of way because people start praying, or even if they prayed in another religion. I'm not that type of person that'll be, like, oh well, I gotta listen to this shit. Like, that it is what it is. They want to do something like that. They want to pray.
But
I'm cool with it.
I agree with you, but here's my whole point of this is it leads us to a road where now they're gonna say, guess what? Muslims, Jews, Hindus, Buddhists, Zaratars, you guys, your religion is minor. Your religion is not the right one because now our country, our main goal is you are Christian. Our country under Christian law, Christian God. So these are the things you have to do. So if you're not Christian, if you don't, they will either come after you. You may not get a job. People will look down on you because you're not Christians. And this is what happens in other countries. This is the road we go down towards having a theocracy. And this is the beginning of that, because when you would say that it's okay to pray and have and do whatever you want or not have penalties and other people cannot be offended by this prayer, you're basically saying, hey, they can pray now. They can be Christians and nobody can say anything about it because we're okaying it. That the government, the law is sanctioning, say, hey, they can pray. Not a problem. So that line is now getting blurred, and it leads people are going to use this as a vehicle to push other laws in and say, hey, we want to push more Christian laws. We want to make this country more Christian. And then it's gonna create where the other religious groups are going to say, hey, we don't care about Muslims. Muslims are not important. Muslims are bad. Jews, they're bad. Buddhists, Hindus, they're bad. Taoists, they're bad. Christian is the law of the land. This is what I'm saying. It's making it where it's making one religion is better than others. And I don't agree with that. This opens a door for that. And you guys may not see it, but I see it. I see it because I know how they're working. You can just tell the Roe versus Wade decision. That's a Christian. That's a Christian evangelical pro-life. That you can say whatever you want. It's control. It's other reasons, bro. That's all the religious right. They were pushing that for years and they got it through. Now with this prayer, I'm telling you, bro. That's where we're going. And you could say I'm crazy or I'm not. I'm looking too much into this, but that's where we're going. So
But
grab your Bible. Like I said on the text
you
thread,
act
read your
like
Bible verses.
making it sound like it's new to you. Like like you're saying, it's coming, it's here, bro.
Yeah.
This is always been like this, bro.
I know, but it's getting worse.
What do you mean getting worse? How much more worse can a prayer? How much more can a prayer get worse? Tell me.
How much? Again, if you're not a Christian, you can get in some trouble with people. They could look down on you. You won't get jobs. Okay, they separate you.
That happens all the time.
I know, but then it's gonna be yes.
Not
It
even
happens
just
all the
religion.
time.
go to race. I mean,
Yes, yes.
it's the same thing.
But it's but
Slide
when
out
they
the thing and put in the new.
right, but when the government allows it and the government says, hey, the government said it's okay, the state said it's okay for us to do this, and there's no recourse. Now we're going to the next step. And now we start separating people, right? We start saying, hey, if you're not Christian, you can't go to this school. You can't hang out with these people. You can't come to these places. We don't want you. If you're not Christian, if you're not secular, if you're secular, you can't be in this house. You can't be in this supermarket. Now I'm talking, we're old. This is many years from now. Hopefully it never happens, but it's creeping into that. Okay. This is starting to creep into our society and our country, and people don't care. People are like, it's nothing. You're looking too much. Okay. Hey, I hope I'm wrong. Trust me. I'm not saying this because I want to be right. I'm saying it because this is how this shit works. This is how religious groups get in and they start creeping in their thoughts and they start trying to take over the government. They've done it in other countries.
Try.
In our country
They
for
just
200 years.
Wait, what you mean try?
Yeah, they are. And I know our country was founded by a bunch of religious Protestants and but guess what? They said, hey, church and state separate. And I'm talking about on the top. Now, I know you go underneath and get into the whole, we can talk about secret societies and what's really going on. Okay, fine. But I'm just saying from what we can see from the surface, above the water on the iceberg. Okay, when we talk about the iceberg, what we see, we don't see.
Is the truth.
Right. And below the water, again, different story. Okay. And we can, we're not going down that road because we can be here for 2 hours. So, hey, whatever. Vote. What I'm saying is vote in November. We got to get some people in there to make some changes because I think we're heading towards that iceberg right now, the Titanic, and right now we're about to get hit. Okay. So grab your Bibles.
I think it's already been hit and nobody ain't doing a damn thing. That's what I
know. I know, because everybody's worried about what's on TV and who's gonna win this and who's playing sports and
Johnny Depp, right?
Yeah, right. They want us to look at other things, right? Look at the shiny thing here. Meanwhile, they're doing all this stuff on the low.
Yeah.
And whatever. Hey, like I said, I just.
If you notice, as every week they coming out with something new. Every week is a fucking something. Right. Oh my God, this and that. Today they 44 immigrants found dead in the trailer.
Yep. Seen that?
Yeah. People just they're hitting you with so much shit to distract everybody. You can't even register what happened last week. Okay.
Right. The shooting, right? We weren't here. I don't know if you got to talk about the shooting. Look at the shooting.
Yeah,
it's old news now. It's old news now. 20 kids died. Who cares? Moving on.
Right. 20 kids died. The only guy who went in there was a border patrol guy who stole the gun from somebody else's.
Crazy.
Yo, I heard I heard this story. Yep. The guy went in there, took somebody else's gun, got his kids and a bunch of other kids, and the cops were still holding all the other people back.
Yep.
Isn't that some great place to be in America? Wow.
I know.
Yeah, I heard also, I think it was a teacher. She went in there and got her kids out. And that was it.
Yep. Another teacher called her husband, who was a cop, and saying she was bleeding out. She ended up dying. And he wanted to go in. They said, no, we can't go in yet. I mean, but like I said, this is becoming the norm. And people are like, horrible, horrible. But then nothing happens. Nothing happens.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That the next tragedy comes the next week, and then that same week, I think the next week was the end of the decision for Johnny Depp. What the fuck? More people are worried about that than what happened at the place.
Right, you're right. Yeah, I didn't care about the Johnny Depp decision. Like, who gives a flying fuck? Two rich celebrities crying at each other because they defamed each other. Like, I don't give a fuck. But people care. That's you're right, because people are brainwashed. The masses.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's I was talking to my friend about that shit. It's like, yo, man, we're like, what the fuck, man? Every week is something new, just so you don't fucking remember the last week's bullshit. You know.
But that's control. It goes back to what you say, Dre. It's all about control.
Yeah. They wanna steer you into that way. You know, steer you into what their agenda. You know.
And what's their agenda?
To keep you distracted, so you don't ever. So it's so much drama going on that you won't focus on what you need to do.
Well, we know what we got to do, right? We're in the rat race, right? We got to make money, pay our bills,
Right.
to get up, do it again. You know, I mean, like me, I work so I can enjoy things that I want to do. You know, go on trips. You know, go to Disney World, go to football games, and But I know what's going on in the world too. But at the same time, it's like, bro, I can't. How much? What can I do? I vote. I vote. I complain. I go on here I air my grievances. But at the same time, bro, I get up tomorrow morning. Eventually, I got to go back to work.
Yeah.
I can't change. There's only so much I can do. I'm not a politician. I'm not a preacher. I don't have a church.
Right. But if you have enough people to do something to make a change,
yeah,
it happened. Just like we had all this drama.
Yeah.
And the gas prices was at $5.
Now it's down.
All of a sudden, this shit drops 50 cents. Nobody says nothing.
Yeah, I agree. But you know what? Maybe
like,
some things happen. Maybe some good things happen.
We have to be like that mentality that we can't do nothing. No, we can do things with numbers, with people. We agree. If we say, to me, I think the gas dropped because everybody was tired of the fucking prices, dog. Everybody complained.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To drop it, bro.
Yeah, but he also increased. He took more out of the reserve. They took more gas out of reserve, and I agree. I think that there's stuff that's going on that they control it. Like you said, they're like the puppets, and they just and that was a string that they pulled. And they said, "Okay, enough's enough. Let's bring it down." I agree. Yeah. It sucks.
But like, if you don't just like a quiet baby don't get fed, bro. It's just like
right.
Quiet baby don't get fed. You gotta fucking complain, dog.
You're right.
You gotta complain, and they don't. This is the thing. They'll keep doing shit like mass shootings and all this drama and all this bullshit until we get fed up with it, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
until
but
we put our foot.
Yeah, but like you say, the numbers, they're never gonna allow it to get to that point, because if people try to rise up, I'm telling you, everything's set up in place, man.
All this craziness that's going on right now, we're gonna get to a revolutionary point. Okay, it's gonna boil up to a point where they're trying to split everybody down from religion, like what you're saying, split religion, split gun laws, split Democrats, split pro-life, transgender. They're trying to break.
Oh, I didn't even get to that. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They're trying to make everybody pick sides, so you don't know. None of us, going back to none of us not thinking like humans, bro. Thinking for your other human, having no humanity in life.
Yeah, this world is becoming more and more increasingly toxic and adversarial, and us against them, right versus wrong. Whoever's you're on one side, you may say you're right, the other one thinks they're right, the other side's wrong, and it's like, man, we need something to change, like Second Coming or aliens or something. The reset, they talk about the big reset, like, well, something needs to happen, because it's just you can feel it now, like it's definitely, and I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, you can feel it coming. I just, what do you think, Kato?
I mean, there's like I said earlier in the beginning of the podcast, a lot of change coming. Probably little small things here and there. They're not going to just start changing, right away. Little small bursts, just to do some type of controlling. But yeah, that Dre, you know all about that with different methods of control. And yeah,
Basic
I
fear.
mean, yeah, fear all the time. I mean, just
And fear is a
simple little,
good way of controlling people.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
simple things like that. Especially with all these shootings and everything else going on TV and celebrities and all that. Like for me, I didn't care for all that. There's people that care for that. So I think everybody just needs to redirect their energies to basically to help and heal.
Mm-hmm.
And enough with the bull crap, because like where we're heading now, I think I hope not that everything starts to increase in value. You know what I mean? We're gonna be getting $10 worth of milk just for a full gallon.
Dude, butter was $10. I can't believe it's not butter. The tub,
The tub.
$9.99. I tell people they should change the name to I can't believe it's $10. This butter's $10.
I mean, there's
So
little things like that. But like little things like that,
yeah,
I would say,
crazy.
just to look out for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Changes like that might occur. It's kind of already happening. Like you're seeing it happen. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know. We're slowly getting accustomed to this new stuff, and then also, I mean, people are getting accustomed to it by making more money, by getting a career and doing what they got to do, or eventually two couples getting married, and that also boosts everything up too. But
they better be male and female. Don't let it be two males, two women. That's changing soon. We'll get into that in another episode. We'll get into
we'll get into that. That's a whole nother topic. But
I want Mama G and Mama G. So sorry, I know it's a late one. We know it's probably way past your bedtime. We'll catch you on the next one. We'll talk about this too. But we miss you. I know I haven't talked to her in a minute, so we're just going to hear her opinion on this. But I hear you, K-Dub. I agree 100%. And Dre, and we're all coming from the same point of view, guys. I'm not coming at you guys saying that religion is bad. I'm not. I just know that I want choice. I want everyone to decide. I don't want the government to tell me what I have to fucking learn. I don't want the government to tell me what I have to believe in. Because once that starts happening, this is no longer a free country. If you believe it's free, again, we can go down that path at some point. But I want choice.
Free is in the mind of the beholder, man.
Right. That's another episode, guys.
That's right. The freest people in the world are the homeless.
Yeah.
They don't have to pay no bills.
Right.
They get money, they eat. They might not have a place to stay, but I bet you those people are free-minded.
Yeah.
In their world.
But question to you guys, I mean, obviously we all have families, we all have kids. K-Dub doesn't yet, but would you ever say, you know what, I'm just going to give up everything and live on the streets like Buddha did? I mean, Buddha was a rich prince living in a wonderful estate, and he left. He gave up all his earthly possessions and walked the world the rest of his life as a basically a homeless person. Would you do that, Dre? Would you put your mindset to that? Could you do that? I mean, I know it's hard because you have a kid and you have a family, but could you do that?
I would go. I mean, if I've done all I had to do in life, and I would go with my family and live in a country or something like that, I'll do something like that. But I wouldn't just say like give everything up and forget my family. I can't. I have responsibilities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
See, you have that construct. You have that in place. Some people don't. Now, there's reasons why they're homeless. They could be homeless because they had a bad run, they went broke, or they just don't care. Some people are like they don't give a shit. They grow up and they just like I don't want a job, and they get kicked out of their house and they're homeless.
Right.
Right. So, and I know, like I said, it's a loaded question because you're not going to give up your family. And K-Dub, I asked you, your situation, I mean, you don't have any kids. I don't know if you're serious with anyone. Would you at one point say, you know what, I'm just going to walk the earth and be like fucking like Buddha and just not even have a care in the world and just live off of whatever means I have in front of me and not worry about having a job, making money, worrying about my cell phone bill? I mean, did you ever consider do that? Would you do that?
I mean, like, just like Dre, I mean, I would have to pretty much either no, like everything's gonna be okay after, like I'm gonna just live my life.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, he jumped out. Uh-oh. For once, it ain't Dre.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a hard question. Like, 'cause I know people, we got family members that kind of live that free way. Like they have they can live like they don't care that they don't have a job. They don't care that it's like the responsibility. And I was never,
I mean, some people are like that. Some people can't take,
I can't be that
it's
way.
All about how you raised and how your perception. You know what I mean? Like, I get why people act like that. Sometimes you get tired. It's just like you get tired of working. You know what I mean? Because we live in a slave mentality lifestyle. We got to work for money. You know what I mean? Yep. And people get tired of that shit.
What is it? Work to live or live to work? What is the whole saying? Some people live to work. Some people work to live.
Right.
I work to live. I don't live to work. But
I mean,
some people think I do. But
yeah, I mean, everybody has their own perception of what they got to do in life. But hey, I mean, it's all up to you. You know what I mean? You could be free and not give a fuck, but you'll be homeless. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But hey, that's the thing. So
that's the choice. And getting back to it, like I said, I want people to have a choice to what they want to do in life. Don't pigeonball. Don't tell people what they have to do and not do. Don't judge them. And although people are judged by what they believe and what they look like, I know this. I'm not stupid to that. I'm not ignorant to that fact. But you know what? I don't want my government being sponsors of that type of dogma, that type of thought process. Although they already are to some extent, but officially we don't want that. Officially we want it like, hey, do what you do, man. You want to be this, you want to be that. As long as you don't infringe on other people, hey, have at it. Live the American dream. And that's the only problem I have.
And like going back to what we were saying, like if I would give up everything and go do, walk the earth or whatever, be humble.
Like Kung Fu. Earth, right? He's gonna walk the earth like David Carradine in Kung Fu.
Fucking dinosaur.
Right? I mean, if I were to do that, I mean, to be honest, it would be like Talladega Nights with Will Ferrell playing Ricky Bobby, and he's doing the interview, and he's like, he goes, Ricky, put your hands down. He goes, I don't know what to do with my hands, and that would be me. Like, I don't know what to do with my hands, and that's definitely me after a while, because I need to work. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say you're gonna be like the father who keeps leaving and coming back. He shows up and then he leaves.
So bad.
It's gonna be you. I'm just leaving. I'm just gonna take my car and leave. I'm just gonna go wherever I can go.
No, it's just me. I'm gonna be the guy like, what do I do with my hands? Because after I give up everything, and I don't know what I'm doing after that. What do I do with my hands?
Oh Jesus! All right, so yeah, like I said, we got serious today. We didn't have too much fun, but like I said, I definitely want to get into some other things the next time we meet up or speak. You guys, it's just a lot of shit going on. We didn't want to do this for 2 hours, but we will do another episode and we'll talk a little more about LGBT and what's going on with that. The movie Lightyear, we all saw that. I definitely got some opinions, but let's hold off. We'll preview that for next week or whenever we get to do this again. Hopefully, it won't be too long. And we can talk about football season's coming up. We can talk about football too. So,
yeah.
All right. So, guys, thank you for coming on. I know it was late. I know this is getting into your Call of Duty time. Hopefully, you guys aren't missing too much Call of Duty, but that's okay.
I just got off.
The Jag got power.
The Jag, yeah, we were really jagging off. Our minds were getting jacked off,
hacked, bro.
Huh?
My account got hacked. Somebody tried to buy shit on my account, and they fucking.
On what? What account was this?
So,
on my PlayStation.
PlayStation.
Seriously? Oh shit!
So you got it back? You're able to reset everything?
Yeah, man.
Oh, I gotta check my account now.
Yeah. No,
I have mine through PayPal. I don't know if that's an extra layer of security.
No, but check your email. Definitely check your email.
Check your email.
Yeah.
There's a change the email password. You're saying?
Yeah.
they
Or just
check.
try to log in.
Yeah, but
Yeah, they
usually
just
when you log in through your email, like I have Gmail, I always get like something. Hey, someone's trying to log into your account.
Yeah, no,
right,
you
right.
won't get that. His was they logged in and they changed information.
Damn,
Yeah,
Dre.
they
So
went in and they tried to buy like a game and they tried to buy some things and
It
it
wouldn't
was
let
like
it.
4 things
so
and they cut it off.
so you were
Okay.
able to get by the two-way authentication, or did you have to get customer service
No,
involved?
I had to go get customer service. I had to wait online. You know, they make you wait on the chat, and then they say, "Oh, you have 200 customers in front of you."
Your wait time is 5 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
but
it was like going down, and then it took me like goddamn an hour because I would forget that I'm waiting.
oh yeah, on your phone.
I go
When you're
check
on
it,
the phone.
chat came back, and they hung up already. You know. So,
Good Lord.
but
Well, I'm
yeah.
glad that
But yeah.
hopefully everything turns out right. And like I said, I wish you guys all the best. We will end. I'm gonna end this podcast in prayer. So y'all think I'm not
Oh,
such an atheist. So let's pray.
the
Bow your
altar,
heads down. Huh?
So I don't know what they did to you at that church, bro.
Dude, real quick story. When I was hold on before we're going. Oh, look at that. See, that's what I give a talk about using
Look
God's
at
name.
choking you right
Yeah,
now.
he's choking me right now. God forgive me. So
Use the
when
force.
I used to play softball, and I've been playing for a very long time. I played, like I said, I played in a church league. So part of that, it was like a youth group. I used to, because I was like I think I was like 19, 20. So I went to like on Wednesday nights, they had what was called like the kids would meet. And they would meet up and they would have a pastor there, and he played on the softball team with us, and he would teach the kids. So the guy's teaching us all this stuff about the Bible, and then he starts talking about dinosaurs.
Jesus.
Yeah, and he starts trying to like marry up how dinosaurs and Jesus and religion. And I'm hearing this guy talk. I'm like, this guy is so full of shit. I'm like, and I'm not gonna say nothing because I'm like, I want to stay playing on the team because that was part of it. I had to go to these Bible school, whatever, on Wednesday nights. I didn't go to everyone, but they said, hey, go, so I could play. So I went but this guy would say shit, and I'm just like, dude, this guy is so full of it. And I'm not gonna tell the kids what to believe, whatever. So that's what I'm talking about. I don't want you everyone to go through what I had to go through, listening to some straight up bullshit about dinosaurs and Jesus. Okay, and I forget what he said, but it was like ridiculous. Like Jesus was there during the dinosaurs, and they lived. I'm like, no, they didn't. There was humans when the dinosaurs were here. You know what I'm saying? As far as I know, I don't know. Maybe they are. I don't know. Right?
Humans always existed, man. That's bullshit.
All right. Well, like I said, we'll say that for another episode. We can talk about that. All right. So let's bow our heads in prayer. So I'm gonna start this. You ready? All right. Heads are down.
Hold hands.
Hold hands. We're virtually holding hands. So, oh God, oh Allah, Wiccan, you're Wiccan. If you're a Wiccan, you're Satan. Whoever you believe in. All right, we pray to you, Oprah, Oprah, Tom Cruise, God. If you believe in the Scientologists, all right, we pray to you. We wish you no harm. We do not disrespect. We respect all religions, whatever you believe, as long as you don't put it on us. Please don't misunderstand us. We wish you all the best. We hope you are fruitful in your endeavors on whatever you say and whatever you do. Okay? Mm-hmm. So please, in your creator's name, amen, or whatever the heck you guys say at the end, okay? I'm going to say amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. All right. So
that's right. In the name of Allah. Too,
in the name of I'm up
Abraham, everyone.
Abraham, Isaac, which are, the Muslims, Isaac was like the cousin of Abraham, right? Which is one of the gods or one of the first, I don't know. Who knows? They're all related, but let's not get too far into the weeds here of religion, but all right. Thanks for listening to Fan 305, guys. Anything going on? Anything for the good of the podcast? Any updates?
No, we should be doing a face meetup soon, hopefully.
Hopefully, we'll talk. I'll get on that, guys. I'm sorry, but we'll definitely meet up. We'll have to find out when it's good for everyone because, some people can't meet up certain days and, shit's going on. So
Yeah.
I want to play golf. I want you guys. We got to go to Top Golf down there and we can probably do a podcast from there. Yeah, we'll talk about that offline and on the thread, but definitely got to meet up. Maybe we'll do that because I think you guys will enjoy that. I know I do, but all right. So, all right, thanks for listening. You guys, thanks for jumping in. Mama G, we miss you. We'll see you soon. Fam 305.
That's right, the Fam 305, baby.
Like, share, subscribe to Fam 305, yo.
Yes,
right.
sir.
Later.
Peace.
Amen.
Thank you for listening to this podcast. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at the Fam 305.